Now for my spinach souffle phyllo cups. I'm starting off with spinach souffle. I want to just peel this off. And to make sure that it doesn't bubble up or pop, a little bit of wet paper towel goes right over this, and this goes right into the microwave oven. Just a couple minutes on that. All you're trying to do is just heat it up. Now for the phyllo. A lot of people, including myself, well, I used to be, but not now, I was intimidated of phyllo dough, but it is so simple to work with. And this you can find in the frozen section of your grocery store as well. You're just gonna roll it out, and it's these wonderful, very thin sheets of pastry dough. You're just gonna peel this back, one sheet, and they break easy. They're fragile, so be careful. And if you leave them out on your counter, make sure that you put something wet over them to keep them moist. Otherwise, they get dry and they just shred. Also, please make sure that before you use them, these sheets are completely thawed. One more, just like that. And by layering this with the olive oil spray in between, they're going to flake up nice and separate but crunchy. Wait until you see this finished. Now you're going to cut this into 6 separate pieces, and then this way and this way. And take this and just place it into your muffin tin like so. It's super simple and super sophisticated. Pop that down there. You could give the top a little twist if you want to make it fancy. Now these go into the oven for 10 minutes. They're gonna get nice and crispy on 350 degrees. And I wanna welcome back to Semi Homemade. I'm Sandra Lee, and today is all about great Greek food. You can make some fabulous flavored Greek food with semi-homemade recipes, and it will taste like you're right in the islands themselves. Now, I've started some phyllo cups right here. I wanna take those out. These go in for about 10 minutes, and they're nice and crispy. And this is the base for my wonderful spinach souffle phyllo cups. Now, I have purchased some spinach souffle pre-made from the frozen section of the grocery store. And look at this. Souffle with little work. Very nice, and it's gonna taste great. Now, to this, I wanna add just a couple things to add some homemade flavor. I wanna add some cayenne pepper, and you need very little of this, 1/4 teaspoon. And you're also gonna need just a tad bit of salt. And then I want to squeeze half of a lemon over the top, and remember that there's seeds in here, so use a little strainer. Perfect. This is gonna make it taste nice and fresh. Now give it a good stir and combine all those ingredients together. Great. Now I just want to move these up here. Okay, and be careful with this because it is still warm. Now, each one of my cups gets a nice spoonful of my spinach souffle, and leave enough room because I'm going to put some wonderful feta cheese on the top of this too, which is going to add a lot of depth to this recipe. Now, to the top of this, you're just gonna add your feta cheese, and that's a nice, light, crumbly, wonderful cheese, which is from Greece, and I love this cheese. And that oregano is for just a little later. Okay, now this comes pre-crumbled. You can also buy it in those little bricks and cut it and crumble it yourself. Either way, it's fabulous. Just take a nice spoonful over the top of each of these. Feta cheese is really tangy, and that's because it's been salted and cured in a brine solution, and that takes several months. Okay, this is gonna go right back into the oven so that feta warms up. It's gonna be a delicious dish. I cannot wait for you to taste this. Now, phyllo cups out of the oven. Yummy. These are gonna be great, and they're certainly beautiful. Be careful when you take these out of the pan because they are phyllo cups and they're a little fragile. And the final one, how beautiful are these? I love this dish.